5 bells. Stand by all stations.
Attention, all districts. A 5-alarm fire. 5 bells move in immediately.
That's it. Let's go!
Let's go! Firefighters! Presenting Firefighters, the true-to-life story of our unsung heroes who stand ready to ride by day or night against our most murderous enemy, the demon of fire. In just a moment, we'll join Chief Cody and Tim Collins at the scene of one of the oddest fires, to say the least, that they've experienced in a long time. What began as a routine blaze in the Stoller Spaghetti Factory has turned into the strangest and slipperiest call of their careers. First, water seeped down from the top floor into the huge bins where the spaghetti was stored. Next, the water-soaked spaghetti burst out of the bins, tons of it, and flowed like a tidal wave down the stairs, carrying the Chief and Tim with it. Now, fighting the fire by aerial ladder, the smoke eaters run up against another complication as a result of the spaghetti, which by now is flowing unchecked down the street. Well, we'll learn what that is right after this message. Let's go, firefighters. Let's go to the Stoller Spaghetti Factory where Chief Cody and Tim were swept out of the building on a moving mass of water-soaked spaghetti. They found their way back up to the top floor where a slow-burning fire still smolders. But, blocked by more of the slippery spaghetti, they've called the aerial truck of Hook and Ladder 131. The immediate problem is to get water up to the top floor, since the flow of spaghetti carried with it the lines laid up the stairwell. Well, as the men on the aerial truck raise their giant ladder, Tim says, Wow. Look at those boys go to work, Chief. An aerial truck is always exciting to watch, isn't it?
Yeah, and 131 is a crack crew.
Yes, sir. Ladder's elevated, sir.
Right. Okay. Let's get a man up there with a 2.5-inch line fast.
Say, look at that guy run up that ladder, Chief.
Yeah. Thank heaven this fire's a slow burner with all the complications we've had.
Yes, sir.
That's fine. Now break in the window.
Chief! Chief, look!
That's it.
Chief, look!
What's that, Tim?
Look at what's happening to the aerial truck.
What? Holy smoke.
She's sliding. Sliding down the hill.
She can't hold her traction on top of all that slippery spaghetti.
Oh, that spaghetti again. Will we ever get free of that stuff?
Got your brakes set, Mac?
Tight as a drum, Chief, but still we slide.
Look at that man up in the ladder, Chief.
Yes, leaving him hanging like a monkey on a string.
She's heading down the hill fast, Chief.
Turn your wheels in toward the curb, Mac.
I am, Chief, but it doesn't do any good.
We've got to do something and fast.
Yes, sir.
Can't let that man hang up there on that ladder. Tim.
Yes, sir?
Get a couple of aerial men and break out the sand. You'll find it in the back of the truck.
Right, sir. We'll throw it in front of the truck wheels. That ought to stop the sliding.
In a matter of seconds, the sand which every modern fire truck carries is broken out and spread on the slippery street in front of the sliding aerial truck. Finally, with the street thickly sanded down, the big truck grinds to a stop some 100 yards down the hill from the burning building. Well, the chief now surveys the scene.
Well, at least we stopped it short of the river. The way that rig was sliding, I was afraid we were going to be minus one aerial truck.
Yes, sir. We got the man down safely from the ladder, but we still haven't got a line up to the top floor of the spaghetti factory.
Come on, we'll tackle it from an adjoining roof. No use trying to get the aerial truck back up the hill.
Yes, sir. I'll round up the aerial men and we'll go up through the next building.
Right, and move fast.
Yes, sir.
We've got to break because the fire's just smoldering now. No telling when it might break out into a real blaze.
Yes. Oh, hey. Look, Chief, there's Garnagle.
Huh?
I thought he was up on the top floor.
Hello, Chief. Tim?
Well, how did you get down, Gundigal? That stairway is blocked with spaghetti.
Yeah, I know. I took one look, and I then went looking for another way. I found a trapdoor in a roof, and I came down through the adjoining building.
Good. What's the situation up there? Fire still smoldering?
Yes, sir. There's still lots of smoke, but no flames. He's a real slow burner, Chief.
Darn lucky for us. With this spaghetti messing us up.
Yeah, there is a lot of the stuff, isn't there?
Are you kidding? Get up on the roof with Tim and the rest. Take a couple of lines with you. I'll follow in a minute.
Yes, sir.
Chief, here comes a friend of yours.
Oh, Detective O'Leary of the traffic squad.
Yes, sir.
Now, I wonder what he wants.
Come on, Garnagle, let's go to that fire.
Cody, what goes on here?
Hello, O'Leary. Oh, got a little fire in our hands, that's all. What brings you here?
A little fire. And then what in blazes is all this spaghetti doing in the street?
The fire's in a spaghetti factory, that's why. What's eating you, anyway?
Plenty, man. You and your spaghetti fire has got the whole police department in an uproar.
Me and my spaghetti. Look, O'Leary, I'm a busy man, and I can't be bothered with the likes of you. I've got a fire to put out.
Oh, you've got a fire to put out. Well, let me tell you something. Because of your fire and this spaghetti, traffic is jammed up down on River Street for 3 solid blocks.
Yeah? Can't your boys in blue handle a little traffic problem?
Not with the street covered with 3 inches of spaghetti.
Oh, so it's reached River Street, huh?
And how? The pavement's like the surface of a skating rink, and the cars are slipping and sliding every which way.
Well, that's your problem, O'Leary. Me, I'm a firefighter.
No, you don't, Cody. You're responsible for this. If it wasn't for your men and their water hoses wetting down all the spaghetti, this wouldn't have happened. And what is so funny?
You, O'Leary.
If you think trying to untangle a 100 cars and trying to explain where all that spaghetti came from to a bunch of mad motorists is funny.
No, but it sort of pleases me.
What pleases you?
To see somebody who has as many problems as I have. Especially when that somebody is you, O'Leary.
Very funny indeed. But what am I going to do? We're going crazy down on River Street.
O'Leary, I wouldn't be one to suggest that you shirk your duty, but...
But what?
Why don't you just not go back to River Street until this spaghetti thing blows over, huh?
But the place is in an uproar. Somebody's got
Now,
to...
come on with me. It'll be much more peaceful up on the roof fighting this fire. Up there, we can both get our minds off spaghetti for a while.
Well, it seems that the chief's spaghetti problem now has become O'Leary's spaghetti problem, too. You can hardly blame him for joining the chief at the scene of the fire and avoiding for a while, if he can, the angry motorists who are finding their cars gummed up with the slippery stuff. Well, up on the roof of the spaghetti factory, Chief Cody is directing operations.
Carnigal, about where would you say the fire's located?
Well, from what I can tell, Chief, it should be over in this corner, just about under here.
Good. You, Tim, and the others go to work with axes over on that spot.
All right, sir.
We'll open up the roof and flood in more water.
Well, what about the water seeping down in the spaghetti bins as it did before, Chief?
Can't do much more damage than it has already.
Yes, sir.
Besides, the important thing is get that fire out. Now go to work.
Yes, sir.
Oh, this fire beats anything I've ever run into. Who'd ever thought that innocent little stuff like spaghetti could cause so much trouble?
Yeah. I'll never forget the look on one motorist's face when he got out to see what had made him skid. He looks down at the pavement and says, "It looks like spaghetti." Says I, "It is spaghetti, Doc." "Yeah?" He says. "Yeah," says I. And he just shakes his head and climbs back into the car.
I know how he feels.
Hey, while I was talking, I've been watching those birds over on the roof.
Yeah, those are pigeons, O'Leary.
Yeah, I know. But what have they all got in their beaks?
Well, the whole flock's got something in their mouths, and well, here comes more of them.
Oh, now I see what it is. Spaghetti!
You're right. Every one of them's got a piece of spaghetti in its beak.
Poor birds. I guess they think they're albino
Chief.
worms.
Oh, yeah, Tim?
There's a man down in the street, and he keeps calling for you.
For me?
Yes, sir. He says he wants to see the man in charge of firefighting.
That's you, Chief.
He seems awfully excited and, well, I'd say a little mad, sir.
Well, now, who is he?
Well, Uppingham Stoller.
What?
Yes, Stoller, I think he says he owns the spaghetti factory, sir.
Who's got problems now? If he owns this factory, I'll bet he's plenty mad. The way you've mistreated his spaghetti.
Now, listen. I haven't mistreated anybody's spaghetti. All I'm trying to do is fight a fire and everybody
You
comes
better
running.
go down and see what he wants.
Oh, blistering blazes. I can't leave the fire. I'll tell you what. Tell him to come up here if he wants to see me.
Yes, sir.
Carnival!
Yes, sir.
Call down to Mr. Stoller. Tell him to come up here.
Okay.
Hurry up.
He says he'll be right up.
All right.
Hey, and tell the chief he sure looks awful mad.
Well, yes, firefighters certainly have more problems than just fires. First, it's the spaghetti. Next, it's O'Leary blaming the chief for the whole spaghetti crisis. And now, the irate owner of the spaghetti factory is on the scene to make things difficult for him. To learn just what sort of a man Uppingham Stoller is and why he is so mad, be sure to listen to the next true-to-life episode of The Firefighters. In just a moment, Chief Cody will tell you, boys and girls, how you can help the firefighters in your own town. But first, here's a message you ought to hear. And now, here's Chief Cody.
Hello, boys and girls. You remember last time I told you to have pencil and paper handy because I was going to give you today some helpful tips on how to organize and carry out fire drills in your own home. All right, all set? Here are 3 things to do. 1, go through the house, both upstairs and downstairs, and check to see how many possible exits there are, windows and doors, in case of fire. This is especially important on the 2nd floor. Perhaps there's a porch roof outside a window on the 2nd floor that could be used as a means of escape if fire broke out. 2, after inspecting all possible ways of getting out of the house, make a map of the house showing in red crayon just where those exits are. And 3, call your family together and let each one study the map till they know it by heart. Then post it in a prominent place, perhaps the kitchen, where everyone can see it. Then if you ever do have a fire, at night or day, in your home, every member of your family will know what to do. That's all for now. Till I drop in next time. So long.
Fire Chief Cody and the young rookie fireman Tim Collins will be back on the same station the next time you hear...
That's it. Let's go!
Let's go! Firefighters! Firefighters is a copyrighted feature of William F. Holland Productions.